Hello everyone, I hope you're all happy and healthy along with respected families wherever you're located on this God's green earth. Why an Afghan revolution or a people's uprising, a national uprising against the Taliban will serve the interests of the Western countries? The primary reason is that the people of Afghanistan understand historically that we have conflict of interest with the countries in the region, whether it is over water rights, whether it is over trade routes, whether it is through the ill intention of our neighboring countries towards the resources of Afghanistan, towards having a successful government in Afghanistan, towards having a situation where the Afghan people could live in peace, could live in prosperity, in that region. Unfortunately, the countries in the region, particularly the regimes in that region, have never helped the people of Afghanistan, have never had a constructive policy towards Afghanistan, and they've always pursued animosity towards the people of Afghanistan, and they've always undermined efforts of the people of Afghanistan to remain free, to remain independent, and to be able to make decisions for themselves. And so as a result, clearly the countries in the West who throughout our contemporary history have always tried to help the people of Afghanistan in terms of infrastructure, in terms of education, in terms of freedom, liberty, and providing a modern way of thinking in Afghanistan, and have supported the Afghan ambition to join the liberal order in the world, whether it was through their membership in United Nations, through collaboration of Afghanistan on various issues internationally, or issues domestically, or issues regionally. It was the Western countries that have always stood on the side of the Afghan people. As a result, with the successful conclusion of a national uprising against the Taliban, and a successful conclusion of a revolution of the people of Afghanistan against the Taliban, the government that is going to be established post-Taliban collapse will be an ally of the West in that region. And so it's important that the Western countries align themselves with that future from now. And it is important, and it is going to be critically useful for the Afghan people to have the Western countries voice out their support to the people of Afghanistan, particularly to the women of Afghanistan, and their collective attempt to overthrow the Taliban regime. We want and we need our friends in the West to clearly and publicly state that they support the restoration of democracy in Afghanistan. We're not asking much. It is the system of governance that you are all having in your countries. We want you to acknowledge that Afghans deserve to have the same. We hear some people in some settings where they say we need to be understanding of other people's cultures and other people's traditions, that if they do not want to have democracy, or they do not want to have liberties, or they do not want to have women's rights and human rights, I think more than the fact that it seems as if they're concerned, or as if they're acknowledging the differences of culture among our peoples. I think it's a very biased statement. It's a very biased stand, where the underlying statement is that they do not think that the people of Afghanistan deserve to have liberties, that the people of Afghanistan do not deserve to have democracy, that the people of Afghanistan do not deserve to have women's rights and education. It's a wrong statement. It's a wrong stance, and we hope that the people with the common sense and with logic and with the kind heart in the Western countries voice out their statements of support for the people of Afghanistan, in our collective approach, in our collective desire, and in our collective effort towards striving towards collapsing the Taliban regime and restoring our people's government in Afghanistan, because the outcome of that event is going to be an ally of the West, and we clearly see that the Western countries need or really in dire need of an ally in that region, which is a critical region moving forward, given the fact that the competition between the countries in the region and the West is intensifying on political front, on economic front, and even on the military front, as they are engaged in proxy conflicts around the world. We would like to take part in that effort. We would like to take part and would like to stand on the side of the liberal order in the world, against dictatorial systems, against autocrats, against evil regimes in the world who are only seeking to empower evil regimes around the world. And they did empower an evil regime in Afghanistan, which is the Taliban terrorist regime. And so we hope that the Western countries would stand on the side of the Afghan people in our national effort to liberate ourselves from the tyranny of the Taliban terrorists. And we will liberate ourselves from the tyranny of the Taliban terrorists. So with that hope, God bless you, God bless Afghanistan, and God bless our world.